Okay, so good morning. This is People versus Duwan Taylor. Mr. Taylor is here today for trial. Good morning to the party.
Good morning, Judge. Jane Carver on behalf of Mr. Taylor. Dwan Taylor, can you state your name?
Taylor. Yep.
Okay, good morning. So Mr. Taylor has case number S144-07691. He's charged with remaining in the public park after closing hours. And we also have Officer Carlin Muro present and prepared to go forward. Good morning to the parties.
Good morning, Judge. Mr. Taylor would like to plead guilty under the 3-month delayed sentence.
Okay, so Mr. Taylor, your attorney's gone over a 3-month delayed sentence with you, sir.
Yes.
It's the second opportunity to keep a clean record. Okay, so what'd you do on this ticket that makes you guilty of remaining in the public park after closing? Let's go back to April the 4th, 2022, about 1:30 in the morning. Were you in a Chevy 2013? So were you in a vehicle on that morning?
Yes.
And you were parked in the park at Riverside Boulevard?
Yes.
Okay, officer approached you. That would have been Officer Muriel approached you and indicated that the park was closed.
Yes.
Okay, satisfied, counsel?
Yes, satisfied.
That's Officer Muriel. That's correct last name. Okay, I wanted to make sure I had the name correct. Okay, so listen carefully. The court's going to accept a plea under what's called a 3-month delayed sentence. That's a second opportunity to keep a clean record. What that means is five, sir. Number one, no more criminal misdemeanor tickets of this nature. That means no more remaining in a public park after closing for 3 months. If you comply 3 months from today, your plea is set aside. Your case will be dismissed. The date is going to be December the 12th. So I'm going to give you December the 12th at 8:45. Now, if you have no tickets of being in the public park and you pay your $190, that's the cost. There's no fine on the delayed sentence. On that day, your plea will be set aside and your case will be dismissed. Understand?
Yes.
It is non-reporting, meaning that if you comply, you need not return to court. That means you can, but if you don't, it won't be held against you.
Okay.
If you pick up another ticket, you must return to court, okay? Do you need time to pay, sir?
Yes, it may be like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks, maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it even. You can pay it in 2 weeks. If you don't, you have to pay it before December 12th. Okay?
Okay.
On that day, court clerk will pull your record. If you paid no tickets, your plea will be set aside. Your dismissal will be mailed to you. You should get it in a week or two. If not, you can go online the next day or the same day and pull a copy of the dismissal, or come down to the court and get a copy from the record room if you're unable to. All right? Any questions,
Okay.
Mr. Taylor? If not, have a good day and thank you, Officer Muriel.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just want to know exactly where do I pay it? I just go to
Oh,
36.
you can pay it in person at the court. You can pay it online at 36court.org, or you can pay it where you pay your DTE bill at one of the kiosks throughout the city of Detroit.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, and the court does take partial payments.
Okay.
Have a good day, Mr. Taylor.
All right. Thank you.
Nothing else. Okay, you're free to leave. Thank you both. Okay, anything else ready, counsel?
Chris Thomas is ready.
Chris Thomas, good morning to you. Can we bring the officers out on Chris Thomas?
Good morning, Judge.
I'll go in and get them, Judge.
Okay, and while we're waiting on the officers, good morning. Before we go on the record with what are we doing, Mr. Thomas?
It'll be a plea, and I have some motions to dismiss for no PO.
Okay, but the pleas are gonna be the which tickets? Last 3 or 4 numbers.
Okay, so Officer Bennett has the second ticket, which ends in 90571.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put it on the record.
And then-
This is People versus Chris Edward Thomas. Mr. Thomas has case number SP 979-0571, and he has a host of tickets. Today is the day set for trial. He has at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I say 22 tickets, give or take 1 or 2. We'll go over each one of them. Today is the day set for trial. Good morning. Mr. Thomas, let's have your name.
Thomas.
Chris Thomas, is that your name?
Chris Edward Thomas. I'm sorry,
Thank you.
Judge.
That's okay, no problem. All right, good morning, counsel. I just went ahead, counsel, rather than have you repeat it twice. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Thomas is prepared to enter a guilty plea today. He'd be pleading to 2 counts of fail to display. And those would be amended from the tickets ending in 90571, as well as 65851, which was written by Officer Knapp. The improper plates would be the next one down by Officer Bennett, ending in 19381. The other improper plates would be written by Officer LaBerge. The second count for no insurance would be amended to improper plates, and that's ending in 41863.
Okay.
He'd also be pleading guilty to the disorderly conduct, which is 84916. That would be a 3-month delayed sentence as well.
Okay.
Officer Knapp's next 2 tickets would be dismissed as part of the plea. And then the last improper plates would be Officer Moore, amended from the no insurance, which is a ticket ending in 90021.
Okay, so Mr. Thomas, you've heard the statements made by your attorney. It sounds like you're going to be pleading to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matters. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to do one by one, and then there are going to be some matters that I think are going to be dismissed. Okay, so just a second. On the first ticket, sir, and we'll go one by one. So for the record, we have a number of officers present and prepared to go forward. I can do the officers. First officer is going to be Officer Daryl Bennett. Officer Briar Creech, CREEC, was present. If he's not present now, he was present. Sergeant Paul Knapp. Officer Brian LaBarge, and Officer George Moore. Okay, if I didn't put the sergeant in front, I do apologize. I'm looking at a different screen and I don't see it in front of me. Okay, so let's do the following. So you've heard the statement, sir. Is your that's your understanding that you're going to be pleading to 5 misdemeanors? Is that correct, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
First ticket, SP 97, is SP 979-0571. Sir, on this ticket here, you're charged with driving while your license was invalid. Okay, just a second. What'd you do that makes you guilty? Going back to the date and time of the ticket, that being on March the 16th, 2019, at about 10 o'clock in the morning, sir. Do you recall driving a 2012 Chevy in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
Being stopped over around Joy Road by Officer Bennett. You recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
At that time, sir, your license was not valid?
Yes, ma'am.
You're satisfied, counsel?
Yes.
Court's going to accept the plea to the amended charge of failure to display an operator's license. Your fines and costs are $245. Okay, the next ticket is, just a moment, on ticket SP 127, in just a moment. It's ticket number SP 127. 65851. Sir, on this ticket here, you're charged with driving while license suspended, repeat offender, What'd you do, Mr. Thomas, that makes you guilty of driving while your license was suspended? Going back to the date and time, that being November the 10th, 2021, at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sir, were you driving a 2014 Dodge vehicle
Yes, ma'am.
Near Monica Street in the city of Detroit? And that
Yeah.
that been by Sergeant Knapp, and at that time your license was suspended.
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, counsel?
Yes.
Court's gonna accept the plea to the amended charge of failure to display an operator's license. Your fines and costs are going to be $245. Also, sir, on ticket number SP 13019381. On this ticket here, you're charged with driving while your license was invalid. So what'd you do on this date and time that makes you guilty of driving a vehicle with an invalid license? That would have been January the 17th, 2022, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The same Dodge 2014, you recall being stopped on or around Greenfield Street in the city of Detroit.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And at that time, your license was invalid.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna accept the plea to invalid. I'm gonna accept the plea to the amended charge of improper plates. Satisfied, counsel?
Yes.
Okay, so it's amended to improper plates. Your fines and costs are gonna be $245. You also had ticket number SP 134141863. On this ticket here, sir, you're charged with no insurance. Your attorney says you're going to plead as charged with the thought that the court's going to amend it to improper plates. That's your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
It's also a misdemeanor. Improper plates is a misdemeanor like no insurance. The difference is the no insurance carries a mandatory minimum fine of $200, and improper plate 200 up to 500. Improper plates carries up to 500, which will be $55 fine instead of 200. So on April the 28th, 2022, about 1 o'clock in the morning, you recall driving that same Dodge 2014 and being stopped over around Steel Street in the city of Detroit.
Yes, ma'am.
At that time, you had no insurance on the vehicle.
No, ma'am.
Okay, satisfied, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court's gonna take the plea to the amended charge of improper plates. Your fines and costs are gonna be $245. On ticket number is ticket number. So that's improper plates.
The next one down is the disorderly conduct.
Okay, that's ticket number U. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the next ticket is ticket number U 311-84916. On this ticket here, you're charged with disorderly conduct. So what'd you do that makes you guilty? Counsel, you want to do the voir dire on this one here?
I can do that.
Okay.
I'm
Goes
not
back
sure
to
the
November.
date.
Okay, it goes back to November the 8th, 2016, about 8 o'clock in the evening.
On that date, did you cause a disturbance in the city of Detroit?
Yes, I did.
And you were written a ticket by a Detroit officer?
Yes.
I'm satisfied.
Okay, hold on just a minute. The ticket is U311-84916. Okay, just a second. Let me look at this a moment.
Judge, I think I did go to court on that
Yeah,
one. I think
you did. He went
I
to
just
court
didn't
on
pay
this
it.
one. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. This one here, he went to court previously. He pled guilty. It was
Okay.
offer to
He's
engage.
up for a review on another one that might have been with that for no operator's license. It's
Okay, so let's finish this one first.
okay.
Okay, so on this one here, he owes $570. So what I'm gonna do is you posted $100 bond. So I'm gonna apply the bond and we're gonna work something out with the fines and costs, okay?
All right, thank you,
So you
Judge.
got $100 bond. Okay, so I'm gonna put the
He
bond to
said
the.
he posted a $1,500 bond to
Oh,
get the
total,
court
okay.
date.
Okay, so maybe they split them all up, but I know
Right.
he has the bond on that one. Okay, so what's the next one he's gonna plead to?
The last one would be the one Officer Moore wrote it. It's ticket number 173690021.
Okay, I have, so instead of pleading to 5, he's pleading to 4.
Well, that would be 5. I think we were saying 5 before, because we've already done 4. So that's the 5th. And
Okay.
that's what his understanding was 6 total.
3.
So now it's 5.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. Okay, so let's do this. On ticket number 17. This is ticket number 17 from 2017. So it's ticket number 173690021. On this ticket here, sir, you're charged with no insurance. Prosecutor saying if you plead is charged, they're asking the court to amend it to improper plates. Going back to 2017, July the 6th, sir, do you recall driving a 2012 Chevy vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stopped, and you had no insurance?
Say that one more time, Your Honor. I'm
Being
sorry.
stopped by Detroit, but being stopped by Officer Moore, a Detroit police officer, and you
Yeah.
had no insurance on the vehicle. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
satisfied, counsel?
Satisfied, yes.
Accepted to the amended charge of failure to display an operator's license. Okay, so let's do the following. Your fines and costs are going to be $245. So let me just take a look at this. And I do see a bond on this one. I wasn't checking for the bonds, but you said you paid $1,500. Okay, so
Yes.
let's do this, sir. So you got just a moment. Okay, so let's dismiss the tickets that we're going to dismiss, and we'll come back. Well, I'll go ahead and do the fines and costs. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tickets at $245. So let me see. He's got 5 tickets. So I waived all your warrant costs as I've done for everyone today. So he's got 245 times 5. That's $1,225. That's a total of $1,225. And then he has the 570 on the other ticket. 5, 9, that's $1,795. Is what he has. Okay, so that's gonna leave you $295. Do you need time to pay the $295, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, Judge. Can I just have 30 days? We about to
Sure.
go on strike, and I don't know how
Okay.
this is.
I'll give you the 30 days. You've done good with the 1,500. So it's going to be $295. I'll go ahead and give you the 60 days to pay. 60 days to pay. If you can pay it in 30, that'll be a good thing. And then you start trying to get towards your license. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So the following tickets are going to be dismissed. I know Officer Briar Creech, SP 1200-2011. Driving while license suspended. Oh, and count 2, no insurance is being dismissed. The officer did appear, said he had no recollection. So I'm going to dismiss both of those. So that the officers aren't waiting, I'm going to acknowledge the officers that are present. I had Officer Daryl Bennett, or Corporal Daryl Bennett was present, prepared to go forward. Officer LaBarge, present. Go forward. Please mute yourself, Sergeant Nat, President, prepared to go forward. And I did mention Officer Moore, present, prepared to go forward. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's do the following. The other one's counsel officer, the tickets with Officer Austin Long, SP 125-13082. No insurance, 13083. No valid license. And also SP 125-13242, no insurance. And count 3, that's 3243, driving with the invalid license. What are we doing with those?
We move to dismiss those as Officer Long has failed to appear.
Okay, so I'm going to dismiss 1, 2, 3, 4 matters. Mr. Thomas, those are dismissed without prejudice, no officer, okay? Now, we also have Christopher Smith, SP 117158551, driving with the invalid license. Dismissed without prejudice, no officer, correct, counsel?
Correct, Your Honor, thank you.
Then we got Officer Nabil Jawad, JAWAD, SP 1313501. You're charged on this ticket, Mr. Thomas, driver's license suspended. You got a motion, counsel?
Motion to dismiss, the officer didn't appear.
Okay, I'll grant it is a dismissal without prejudice, no officer. On ticket number U, oh, that we already did. On ticket number 173509181, that's a dismissal per the prosecutor. That's a dismissal, driver's while license suspended, Sergeant Knapp's ticket. That's it, right? Set with,
Yes.
per the assistant prosecutor, prior to the plea
As
agreement.
well as the second, another ticket right below that.
The one right below that, that's gonna be 173509182. No insurance is a dismissal without prejudice per assistant prosecutor. He also has SP 147139111, driving unregistered motor vehicle. Count 2, no valid license. Count 3, no insurance.
We
Those
move to
are all
dismiss
dismissed.
those as Officer Shabazz has not appeared.
Okay, great. Now he has one other ticket I just saw, 162135241. It's set for review. No operator's permit on person.
Mr. Thomas says he thinks he paid that one, but he's not sure.
Okay, let me take a look at it. So while I'm looking it up, Mr. Thomas, just a couple of real brief instructions. The tickets that the court dismissed for no officer, the court indicated they're dismissed without prejudice. The term without prejudice is a legal term. It means it can be reissued. Occasionally, the prosecutors review the tickets. They may or may not reissue it, but if they do so, you'd get a notice in the mail with the new court date. I have to just tell you this, failure to return would result in a warrant, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the ones that are dismissed as part of the plea agreement, they're dismissed. Okay, I'm not able to pull it up. Ms. Nash, can you pull up the 16 ticket? For some reason, it's not allowing me to do it. 162135241. And I'm not in the other, I can't pull it up. It says review and we'll just have the clerk pull it up. It may be closed. I'm not able to access it. Okay, so while she's pulling it up, the tickets that are dismissed as part of the plea agreement, they will not be reissued. I'm gonna ask the court clerk, did you post a $1,500 bond yourself, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. It'll all be applied to your tickets with the balance of $295. And so yeah, I'm not sure which ticket will be the $295.
Okay.
Let's do this. I'll tell you which ticket it's gonna be.
If you want, I'm ready.
Okay, so it's gonna be the ticket two. So we're gonna apply the $1,500 and Miss Nash, let's leave the balance on you 311-84916 on the disorderly conduct. You'll pay that $295 within 60 days, okay? And you
Yes,
can pay partial payment, sir. That means you can pay $45, whatever. I gave you 60 days to pay. Okay, what's the status, Miss Nash, on the other ticket?
So it's, the balance is 286, Your Honor.
On 162135241.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. So that one's 286. What we doing with that? Did you want any community service on that one, or are you gonna try to pay that one too?
I'll pay that one.
Okay. So I'll give you 60 days to pay, okay?
Okay.
Unless you need longer.
So, quick thing, Your Honor, for that one ticket, that's a U ticket, you said you're gonna reduce the, charges?
Oh, no, I'm saying all the fine, he has a $1,500 bond. His total tickets came to 1,200 and I had to figure it like 1,275. So he owes 275. So I'm saying,
I heard 295. I thought it was something you wanted me to.
no, what I'm saying is rather than have him 4 tickets with partial balances, I'm saying let's leave the total amount. Let's take care of all the tickets and any monies that's due and owing, let's leave it on the U ticket. So he only has to pay the money on the U ticket. Does that make sense?
No, I'm not understanding.
So what I'm saying is he has 5 tickets that he's pled guilty to. Take the $1,500 and apply it to the 5 tickets.
So you're gonna still charge him $245 for 5 tickets, is what you're saying?
Yes, it was $245 each. That's gonna come to Okay, let me do it. The 5
Yeah.
tickets gonna come to $1,200 and some dollars.
Okay, they apply it downstairs, Your Honor. All I'm doing is putting the amounts in, and then once they figure it out downstairs with the bonds, then they'll be able to do that. But I'm just putting the cost up here,
Okay.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So this
Now-
was gonna happen, Mr. Thomas. What she's saying is this, is that how the money is applied to the tickets of the cashiers on the first floor do it, okay?
Okay.
So when you get it, now a couple of things may take place. The tickets that I looked up, I did not see a reinstatement fee on it. But because some of the tickets are old, there's a high probability you may owe a reinstatement fee. The Secretary of State, they decide that, okay? So they may say, okay, this ticket, he's got to pay a reinstatement fee. If that's the case, it's gonna be $45.
Okay. And I pay that with them, or do I pay that with you guys?
You'll pay it to the court, and they're gonna, it's gonna be added to the ticket. The ones that I looked up, I didn't see a reinstatement fee. But if you have a reinstatement fee, when you get your paperwork, you're gonna see that there's a $45 fee due and owing. So it may be zeroed out and just $45. That 45 is gonna be a reinstatement fee.
Okay.
If you come down to the court to pay, you'll find out. But that's out of my control. So you have a reinstatement fee. I'm gonna check one of your other tickets. I didn't see it on the ones that I did, but I can't check all the tickets. But as the court clerk applies them, if the $45 is assessed, they're gonna just add it to the $245.
Okay.
So you may owe a little bit more. Okay.
Okay.
When you get your paperwork, you just have to look and see and pay the balances as they appear. That's all she's saying, is that she can't just put it all on. Like if you had 2 tickets, now I'm looking at a ticket from 2000, one of the tickets that was dismissed, it doesn't have a reinstatement fee, but there may be. So just pay attention. If you go to get your license, Secretary of State, if they have a reinstatement fee, they'll tell you, sir, you got to pay this reinstatement fee. All right, so you're on the right track. Keep up the good work, sir. So you know you got the 286 on the 16 ticket. That's gonna be out there, unless you posted some money on it. Let me see. If you posted money on each ticket, they're gonna take the $100 for that one ticket. So if you got $100 on this ticket, they're gonna take it and apply it to the 286. That's why the money may be uneven. And we can't just zero everything out and leave one ticket open. All right?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna take one quick look at this one here, and I'll tell you. Oh, I couldn't look at it. I forgot. I couldn't open it. Okay, well, that's the order of the court. Ms. Nash, you're gonna mail him the paperwork so he'll know which ones he owes. I don't know if she can hear me, but I'm gonna ask her that she mail you, as she update and print it, just mail it to him. You got the current address, sir?
Yes,
You have-
7383 Piedmont.
Okay, hold on. Put it in the chat. You know how to chat?
Yes, let me see.
Okay. Give us the chat. Put it in the chat so my court clerk will have it. And we'll mail you a copy. It's a lot of tickets, but we'll mail you a copy that shows what you owe. All right. Okay, thank you to the officers that had appeared. We're ready on something else. So we're on the YouTube. That's why I didn't, you started to say what it was out loud. But if you'll put it in the chat, I'll make sure she gets it. Okay, so we ready on something else?
I'm not at this time.
Okay,
Your
so
Honor,
let's,
the only thing that the prosecutor, I'm ready for that motion to adjourn the trial. I have the case number, the name of the defendant, and the dates.
okay, so I'll take it in